In part 1, I was Jane, the bride who vanished on her wedding day. I ran from Mark, the billionaire everyone loved, but I feared. I escaped with Kobby, my first love, my only love. We hid in a coastal village until Mark found us. Then Kobby disappeared. They said I'd never recover. They said I'd hide forever. They said Mark always wins. They were wrong. This is the end of my story, and trust me, you won't see this coming. 6 months after Kobby's disappearance, I lived like a ghost for months. Every knock on the door made my heart stop. Every phone call felt like a threat. Every stranger's face looked like Mark's spy. But one morning, I woke up and realized something. Mark wanted me broken, and broken was exactly what I refused to be. I stopped hiding, not because I felt safe, but because I was tired of giving him power. If he wanted to destroy me, he'd have to do it in the light. So I reached out to someone dangerous, someone Mark had underestimated. Afia, my former maid of honor. Afia wasn't just my friend, she was a corporate lawyer with connections to Ghana's anti-corruption task force. When I called her, I expected judgment. After all, I'd embarrassed her at the wedding too. Instead, she said 5 words that changed everything. I've been waiting for you. Turns out, Afia had been suspicious of Mark for years. She'd seen things at family dinners, whispered threats, weird phone calls, the way he'd grip my arm too tight when no one was looking. But she couldn't act without proof. And I couldn't give her proof because I was too afraid. Until now. Jane, she said, if you are ready to fight, I know exactly how to destroy him. We spent 3 weeks building our case. Afia connected me with 2 other women Mark had terrorized before me. Essie, who'd been engaged to Mark 5 years ago. She broke it off and suddenly her father's business collapsed overnight. No contracts, no clients, just gone. Amma, who dated him briefly. When she tried to leave, her little brother was mysteriously jumped by thugs and ended up in the hospital. She got the message. Neither woman had proof, but together we had a pattern. And patterns get investigation started. But we needed more. We needed something explosive. That's when Afia said, what if we make him confess? Afia arranged a reconciliation meeting at a private restaurant in Accra. She told Mark's team I was ready to apologize publicly to fix my mistake. Mark's ego couldn't resist. He arrived in a tailored suit, gold watch gleaming, that same charming smile plastered on his face. I sat across from him, hands shaking under the table. He leaned back, swelling his drink. Jane, you've caused quite the spectacle. I know, I said softly. I wasn't thinking clearly. He smirked. That's what happens when you let emotions control you. But I'm willing to forgive you. Publicly, we'll say you had cold feet, that we worked through it, and we'll reschedule. Where's Kobby? I interrupted. His jaw snapped. Who? Kobby, the man who helped me escape, the man who disappeared. Mark's jaw tightened. I don't know what you threatened him, you paid him to leave, and when he wouldn't, what did you do to him, Mark? He leaned forward, voice dropping to a whisper. You really want to know? My heart pounded. I gave him 2 choices, Jane. Take the money and disappear like a good little coward, or have an accident. He chose wrong. My blood turned to ice. You killed him? Mark laughed, cold, cruel. Killed? No. Too messy. I just made sure he understood that people who take what is mine suffer. He's alive, barely, somewhere up north in a facility where he'll never bother us again. I wanted to scream, to lunge across the table, but I didn't. Instead, I looked him dead in the eye and said, say that again. He blinked, confused. I reached into my purse and pulled out my phone. The recording app was running, and so was the live stream to Afia's lawyer team. Mark's face went white. Every word, Mark, On record, witness intimidation, kidnapping, conspiracy, and the police, they've been listening this whole time. The restaurant doors burst open. 3 officers in plain clothes walked in, badge in hand. Mark Osei, you are arrested. It happened fast after that. The media picked up the story within hours. Billionaire Mark Osei arrested for coercion and kidnapping. My father tried to spin it, called me troubled, said I'd fabricated everything. But the other women came forward. Essie, Amma, and 3 more I didn't even know about. Suddenly, Mark's empire crumbled. Investors pulled out. Business partners distanced themselves. His motivational speeches were deleted from YouTube. The man who controlled everything couldn't control the truth. The hardest part wasn't Mark's arrest. It was finding Kobby. The police traced payments from Mark's shell companies to a private rehabilitation center in the northern region. When Afia and I arrived, I barely recognized him. He was thinner, quieter. His eyes looked hollow. But when he saw me, something flickered back to life. "James," he whispered. I broke down, ran to him, held him like I'd never let go. "I'm so sorry," I sobbed. "I'm so sorry." He shook his head, tears streaming down his face. "You came back. You actually came back." The doctor said he'd been kept under surveillance, told he was there for his own safety, that if he left, I'd be hurt. Mark had imprisoned him with love. Mark's trial lasted 8 months. He was sentenced to 12 years for coercion, kidnapping, witness intimidation, and fraud. My father lost his political seat in the next election. My mother sent a final message: "You destroyed this family." I didn't reply, because I finally understood something. I didn't destroy the family. I freed myself from it. Kobby and I didn't get married right away. We both needed time to heal, to rebuild ourselves as individuals before we could rebuild as a couple. But we are together now, in a small house by the coast, far from the noise, far from the cameras. I started a foundation, Aseda House, a shelter for women escaping controlling relationships. We help them disappear safely, rebuild their lives, find their voices. Kobby teaches art to kids in the village. He smiles more now, laughs like he used to. And me, I'm no longer Jane, the runaway bride. I'm Jane, the woman who fought back. People still ask me if I regret running, if I regret the scandal, the shame, the loss. And I tell them this: regret is staying in a cage because you are afraid of the storm outside. I chose the storm, and I learned to dance in the rain. If you are in a relationship that makes you feel small, trapped, or afraid, run. Not away from love, but towards yourself. Because the bravest thing you ever do is choose you. This is the end of Jane's story, but maybe it's the beginning of yours. If this story moved you, don't just watch, share it. Someone out there needs to hear this. Drop a heart if you are proud of Jane. Drop a strong arm if you've ever had to choose yourself. And subscribe, because every woman's story deserves to be told. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are free.